when natural disasters strike.
Emavikini adlulileyo sibone ibutho le Defence Forces le ZNA liqhuba imisebenzi yomphakathi ophathisa umphakathi. Ibutho lethu liyancedisa kakhulu ekwakheni ama-block amaklasi, liqhuba ezempilakahle, linika ezempilakahle kungelambadalo, baqhuba umsebenzi omkhulu kakhulu Ian.
Yes, indeed, and we are going to be speaking to so many guests who are coming through. Female pilots are here. We have had young people who have joined the Zimbabwe Defence Forces, and we want to understand the work they do, especially around ensuring that the country continuously develops on a positive trajectory. And this is also coming at a time where Zimbabwe, yesterday we were celebrating National Heroes Day. This month of August, we also have the 44th SADC Summit happening right here in Zimbabwe. It's quite a packed month, but today, Rufaro is packed. We do have thousands who have come to witness those who are celebrating, who've also come to witness the displays, and there'll be a football match later on for people to celebrate and enjoy the work and the role that is done by the Zimbabwe Defence Forces.
Namhlalelanga elihle kakhulu sibona abantu bathakazelela kakhulu Ian kugcwele ungakhangela ilanga liyachisa kodwa okusalayo ukuthi abantu abanengi bathe mana sihambe siyethakazelela ilanga le Defence Forces.
Yes, Zimbabwe, if you are just joining us, welcome. We are also streaming live on our Facebook page, ZBC News Online, as we celebrate our heroes yesterday. Today, it's all about the Zimbabwe Defence Forces. And as we are speaking, we've seen the parade. They've actually entered. They are now standing in the ground, ready to display, ready to showcase what the ZDF is all about. And today, the members from various sectors of the country are at Rufaro Stadium. Talk of the apostolic sector, the religious leaders, the politicians, the young people, those who love music are also right here to make sure we get to enjoy and we get to see and we get to learn as well, as we also understand how exactly does the military works, what can be done if you want to join to be part and parcel of the train that is spearheading development for us.
Kunengi kakhulu esingakufunda kubutho leli, ibutho elivikelela ilizwe njalo lilondoloza ukuthula elizweni lethu. Kumele sibabonge lilanga lokuthi sibabonge lemisebenzi abayiqhubayo ukuthi balondoloze ukuthula eZimbabwe. Sikhuluma ngakhonokho silamabutho esilawo esizakhuluma lawo besitshela kakhulukazi ngemisebenzi abayiqhubayo enceda phela ukuthi iZimbabwe ibe yiZimbabwe. Owakhathesi ngizabe ngikhuluma lo Master Sergeant Kwidini Ishamiso. Siyakwamukela baba. Master Sergeant Kwidini sifuna ukubuza ukuthi uhambo lwakho lolu lokuba libutho wazithuthukisa kanjani kulo msebenzi?
Ndaboka kazangazi wangu chokutanga iminto ishamiso Kwidini ndozvarwa narukuze mudunhu yavawange musha nekatambe sabhuku wangu eri changa imi ndakafunda ku St Mary's nokulukosi gore ra 2004 ndakawe shungu ndakandibhata ndikajoina Air Force of Zimbabwe ndikati training yangu kunoiku Regimental Training School, RTS, kuChegutu, inova JZM, Jaisonzi yapa pamoyo. Va 24 kusvika ngweno pandiriyo pano ndakaita makosi marosiyana pakati anondibhanja kuti ndikwanise kutamisirwa. Ndakatapedza chikurutu ndikata junior tactics, from junior tactics ndikangena ma-instructional courses ndikati ndinodekwa abantu nayo pano ndikapedza chajwa vamwe.
Alright, sisakhuluma ngokuba libutho sizowuthi usebenza le mibhobho etshiyeneyo ungasichasisela ngalokho?
Alright, pe novoro jatinoshingisa pana triple A anti-A artillery shingo wayo ngokuti iyo inove gun battery kunove nenovoro chigurwana chinokwanisa kusvika pamatons ari 4 tons ari mapisi ari 7 econtroller neiri 1 inoiva iyo fire control director kana kuti fire control radar yandova iyo andinoshingisa type 860 type 860 shingo wayo ngokuti inonunga matargets kubva kuleoko mumpepo yomu sezvo takababona kuti tambuja twaitiri ku Air Force mushiki wetu kuchengeta mumpepo inonunga matargets kuleoko iwa coordinate nemaganzi ikavika kumaganzi kobva send information ndiya kobva tiwiga kana indege kana ini mpepo kwa muchena.
Okay, ungasitshela ngohambo lwakho lokuba libutho?
Ndakati kubva 2004 ndakati junior attack, ndakata senior attack, ndakata squad 3, but ndaveka wandira kumaganzi wakareko kwakhona kwatinosvikisa takareto nokurwana tinodhonswa nemota achitokwenda namavoko tinodhonswa nemota iji chinoviri kurwana sei kuti 57 kuwakwa mamuli titi 57 bimita ndimureva kuleba kwenkuru yadheni.
Asiyabonga Master Sergeant Kwidini Shamiso, sibonge le msebenzi eliqhubayo londoloza iZimbabwe.
Nami ngondoboka stereki ndokuti aijave chitukutuku vose kumapazo yose enyika kasa kutunhu riyadhunaka wange izhani tibhanchane tishingire nyika yedu ngawani tose asi chishingo chakona chinofuna unhu wozupira uri fit at the same time uri brave.
Hayi siyabonga besikhuluma lo Master Sergeant Kwidini Shamiso ositshela phela ukuthi uba libutho ufuna ukuthi uqhubeke uzimisele usebenze nzima njalo ukhuthaza abasakhulayo ukuthi labo basebenze nzima uthi silondoloze iZimbabwe yethu. Sanjalo sengilo Flight Lieutenant Sindiso Moyo onguye omunye ochayela izindizamtshina ze-Air Force. Sikwamukele Flight Lieutenant.
Ngiyabonga linjani?
Hayi siyaphila ilanga le Defense Forces namuhla ngizwa uthiwa uchayela indizamtshina ze-Air Force. Ungasitshela kabanzi ukuthi njengomuntu wesifazane yiziphi inkinga okake wabhekana nazo?
Ukufundela ukuba libutho asontelula. Ukufundela ukuchayela indizamtshina asontelula. Kodwa indizamtshina ngumtshina iyabe ingakwazi ukuthi ngumama ngubaba ngumfana ngunkazana. So kuyakumele lawo uzimisele uzikhuthaza ukuthi ngangcono lami ngifly njengokuthi abafana baflya njani nami ngikwazi ukuphuma nge-top of my class also.
Ungasitshela ngokuqakatheka kokuba ngumtshayeli wendizamtshina nxa sikhangela uhlandla le-Air Force liqakatheke kanjani kwelethu iZimbabwe?
I-Air Force iqakatheke kakhulu ngoba i-primary role yethu ngeyokudefend i-airspace yeZimbabwe. Kodwa silamanye ama-roles amaningi including naleli ikhulumayo ukuthi we do search and rescue. For example, nxa kulama-floods kubo like cyclone Idai, we've also done amanye ama-operations kubo Cholocho. So we're always training and always ready for izinto ezinjalo.
Hayi siyabonga okugcina kulomunye okhangeleyo inkazana kumbe osesikolo ofuna ukuthi lami ngiyafisa kuba njengo Flight Lieutenant Sindiso Moyo ngafika njani kuyini lukhuthazo ongasinika lona?
Engakutshela amankazana ukuthi kuyayenzeka. Mina ngunkazana owakhulele ePlumtree ngafunda eDingmuze elokishini. Kodwa ngilapha namuhla ngendaba yokuzimisela ngahlala esikolo ngaqeda angenzanga ama-drugs ngilapha ungayenza ama-drugs awufiki ungayehlule ukugcina umzimba wakho kuhle ube legcikwane awufiki lapha engikhona mina so kumele uhlale esikolo uhlale khatshana lama-drugs umjola uyindawo.
Hayi siyabonga Flight Lieutenant Sindiso Moyo. Umzwile uFlight Lieutenant Sindiso Moyo ukhuthaza abasakhulayo uthi amankazana kuyenzeka ukuthi lawe uchayele phela indizamtshina akulandaba ukuthi uvela ngaphi akulandaba ukuthi wakhulela ngaphi khathesi ukhuluma ukuthi wavela ePlumtree kodwa usekukwanisa ukuchayela indizamtshina anti wakhulela ePlumtree elokishini engela lutho but khathesi usechayela indizamtshina iyena.
Quite an amazing story. Young girl from Plumtree. Now she is leading in one of the ways that everyone would want to be a pilot, I understand. And obviously when you talk of becoming a pilot, it is obviously a male-dominated field, demystifying what people usually think should be done by men. But she has done exactly that, for ensuring that they can showcase what the ZNA can do in terms of girl empowerment.
Namhla sithakazelela ibutho lethu uzwile uMaster Sergeant Kwidini Shamiso ekhuluma ukuthi umsebenzi lo kumele uzimisele ngesishona bathi kushingirira kumele uzimiselele ngoba akulula kunzima ukuthi kube lisotsha but lilanga namhla lokuthi iZimbabwe ithakazele limsebenzi eqhutshwa li-Defense Force.
Yes, you can say that again, Farah, especially when you have seen the work that has been done by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces during natural disasters. We remember in 2019, we were hit by Cyclone Idai, then there was also the COVID-19, and now there is the El Nino-induced drought, and the ZNA, together with other defense forces, are also ensuring that they can get to fight more, find measures in which they can actually help the country go forward. Now, it's all about hunger, mitigating that the country we are facing, the El Nino-induced drought, and we are wondering how best we can keep doing that. And we want to find out more in terms of the work being done by the ZNA. We are going to be speaking to Kenel Enyas Mutadi. Kenel, thank you so much and happy Defense Forces Day.
Very much.
Kenel, we understand that the ZDF has taken part in some of the regional training process What do you benefit as the Defense Forces of Zimbabwe when you take part in these regional processes?
Yes, we are actually privileged. I want to say, as we celebrate 44 years of our independence today, there are a lot of progresses that we've made in terms of training, particularly in regional training. Initially, we started off in 1997 when we participated in one of the major exercises, peace support operation exercises here in Zimbabwe, which was Blue Hungwe in Nyanga. Thereafter, subsequent exercises continued to run. And we have been going to other countries as well. We have been to Malawi, where we also participated in exercise Umodzi, meaning oneness. We have also held another exercise here, Mahombe Kombe. All these exercises are meant to sharpen up our skills. Furthermore, we have had our officers now who went to Angola for a logistics exercise, and they also went to Botswana for a communication exercise in preparation for a major exercise which we believe we are going to hold here in Zimbabwe.
Quite some important trajectories we are seeing that are being explained by Ken right here. And maybe in terms of the benefits that you made reference to, Zimbabweans are wondering, is there anything else burning that you'd love to share with Zimbabweans regarding the benefits you get from these regional exercises and generally the work that you do?
Thank you very much. I want you to understand that Zimbabwe, we are living in a global village. So as a global village, we must understand also cross-pollination of ideas is important in terms of peace support operations. The wars that are being fought here in our region and even far afield in other countries is no longer war that is a war of attrition. It's a war that deals with non-combatants, civilians. They've got to be supported, particularly our women and children who are defenseless and who are unarmed. So as we train, our soldiers are going to understand more on how to handle such situations, how to treat unarmed combatants, how to treat even our children and our women.
Lastly, before we let you go and join others in celebrating this particular day, maybe we have seen you also, the Defense University now is up and running. The role that the National Defense University plays in terms of ensuring development continues within the ZDF and other parts of the country.
Yes, you'll understand that the ZDF is the highest learning institution. The ZNDU is the highest learning institution that we have at the moment. And we wish, and we are going to see fostering of new ideas, new concepts coming in. Defense is not meant for only using weapons. Right. Defense is also for development. The majority of countries the world over have developed through defense. And it is our hope that our ZNDU will be in a position to also bring in new ideas, fostering in new impetus in the process of our development.
And we have seen you during natural disasters that hit the country before. Talk of Cyclone Idai. The defense was very key in ensuring that people have been saved. How much then have you invested, whether financially, whether educationally, how much have you invested in disaster preparedness within the ZDF?
True, I agree with you. But first I want to indicate that the ZNDU is now running a degree program. The Zimbabwe National Defense University is now running a degree program in disaster management. Secondly, in our training programs, we have fused in the element of disaster management so that from all our training institutions, we also teach about disaster management. We want everyone, all our soldiers, to understand their responsibility in terms of managing disaster preparedness and mitigation against the effectiveness of that particular disaster.
Construction of schools. We have seen you handing over educational blocks, some clinics constructed by the ZDF, something that I would say Zimbabweans are not used to see the Zimbabwe Defense Forces doing, but now that is the new mantra. What is the reasoning behind your involvement in such developmental projects?
I want you to understand that one of our roles as the Zimbabwe Defense Forces is that of military aid to civil power and military aid to civil ministries. These are our roles. They are there in our constitution. But to those who may not understand, this is the place now to understand. We also assist ministries. We know people might be having the resources, but they may not have the technical know-how. But we have got the expertise as an organization. Therefore, we give in our people, our troops, to go and build for them. Because we've got experts in terms of our engineers. So as we do that, we are also contributing in the mantra that we want to develop. Our country must not be left behind. We don't want to leave anyone behind, just like as our Commander-in-Chief says. So we are also moving in to try and make sure that we move with everybody, all those in remotest areas. We try as much as possible to bring them up to join others.
Before we let you go, what are your words to Zimbabweans who are watching from various parts and beyond our borders today?
Yes, I want them to understand that as we carry out our training, we may here and there stampede their crops in their areas. Please, they must forgive us. And like I indicated in my earlier introduction, that we are likely to hold a field training exercise, which is going to see other regional armies coming into Zimbabwe. Therefore, let us be receptive, let us be friendly as we have always been, so that our exercises go according to plan. These exercises are not meant to kill them, they are meant primarily to protect them as one of our roles or our duty as enunciated in the Constitution of Zimbabwe under Section 212.
Colonel, thank you so much for coming through. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
The words coming through from Colonel Enias Mutatu, who explained the role that the ZDF is playing in as far as the development trajectory is concerned. And he did say that they don't want to be left behind, like their Commander-in-Chief, who is the Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, to say, leave no one and no place behind. And they, the military, ensuring that they are building schools, they are constructing bridges, they intervene when these natural disasters strike. Funga, we learned a lot from Colonel explaining that ZDF surely is on a development trajectory and they are leading as the Constitution mandates them to do so.
On that note, we are still broadcasting live here on in Rufaro Stadium, where we are commemorating the celebrations of the 44th anniversary celebration of Defense Forces. And it's a very important day. Yesterday we had Heroes, Ian, and we had Euros yesterday, and people also turned up in their numbers to come and celebrate. And with that tiredness, they're still here celebrating again the Defense Forces. We want to say to Zimbabweans, thank you so much. The grounds are full, even though even the sun is scorching, but everyone is here to witness what the Defense Forces have to parade in the ground. And in the meantime, we will be having more interviews where we'll be interviewing our Defense Forces personnel who are going to be telling us more about being in the Defense Forces. We need to appreciate the work that the Defense Forces people are doing in protecting peace, in promoting community work, where they are giving health services for free without paying anything. Ian.
Yes, very important sentiments that you just shared there, Farai. Obviously, when the country is on a development trajectory, with the mantra underlining leaving no one and no place behind, including the military, including all the young people, all the women, all the marginalized communities, needs to be part and parcel of the development trajectory. And you've heard that the ZDF is also engaged in various regional exercises, training exercises, so that we learn from each other. We talk of the SADC summit happening, 16 heads of state coming through. Today there's actually another meeting happening in Mount Amjim, and the Kenyan we just spoke to explain that it is important for African countries within the SADC region to be learning from each other, to be developing from each other. And now the Zimbabwe National Defense University is now a program which is strategically focusing on disaster management. What do you need to do when disaster strikes? And he said defense is not only about using weapons, the military ways, but surely it can be done in more proactive ways.
Talking about education and the introduction of the new course of the in the ZNA, where there is the Masters of which focuses on disaster management. We have seen that the education in the Second Republic has been improved so much, talking of the 5.0 model, and we are saying that the Vision 2030 can only be fulfilled when everyone works towards the development of the country. And also the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, always encourages everyone to partake in the programs that have to do with the improvement and development of Zimbabwe. Ian.
Yes, rightfully said. We will continue to give you more guests so that we get to have an insight in terms of the training, the recruitment processes, the requirements, what you need to do as an ordinary person if you want to join the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, especially in areas of specialization. If you might be an engineer, you might be anyone, you can actually join and get to have more and more happening. And we do have guests that are coming through to speak to us today right here at Rufaro Stadium, as they call it, the home of football. Today, it is the home of a celebration. We want to make sure that we get to speak to various guests that are coming through right here on a ZBC TV. Now, we are joined by the Zimbabwe engineers, Kenel Simbarashe, and we want to understand more about what they are doing. Kenel, thank you so much for joining us, and we should start by saying Happy Defense Forces Day.
Thank you.
Kenel, let's understand, when we talk about interventions that the ZDF is doing, what sort of interventions in terms of infrastructure that you are doing within our communities? Can you just walk us through what you are doing in as far as infrastructure is concerned?
Thank you very much. We are undertaking a lot of infrastructure development programs. The first one is the construction of education facilities, that is schools, early child development centers, and quite a lot of accommodation for the staff themselves. The other area which we are involved in is construction of bridges across the country. When there's a disasters naturally come in, then we construct so that at least our communities have access to health facilities and access to wherever they want to conduct their business. We are also involved in construction of health facilities, construction of clinics, mortuaries, and maternity wards. Those are some of the areas that we are involved.
But Kenel, these require a lot of resources. Maybe you can walk us through, how do you get to mobilize resources for such?
Yes, there are so many ways when on how the resources are raised. Firstly, we have got the government itself through the devolution funds. We also have donors, the traditional non-governmental organizations. We also have the communities themselves galvanizing themselves together to pool resources together for the construction of what I have mentioned above. And also we have got some well-to-do community members who want to give back to their communities. These are some of the donors, our major donors, who assist in procuring of construction materials.
As we are speaking, we are also witnessing the arrival of Vice President Kembo Moati, who is coming through to join in at the celebrations we're having right here at Rufaro Stadium in Mbare. But as we continue with the conversation, Kenel, maybe the challenges you also face, I understand you are not immune to challenges that everyone else is facing. In terms of these community-based, community interventions projects, what are the challenges that the ZDF is facing, and how are you going around those challenges?
Exactly. Let me say that the communities we are targeted mostly are the most disadvantaged communities in the rural areas. They face challenges in mobilizing resources. And we also have communities themselves. They expect the ZDF, when they invite them to do the construction and provision of materials. We are not able to do that. What we are able to do is to provide the skilled manpower. The skilled manpower in form of artisans or trades to do the construction. And we expect communities to raise the materials themselves.
Kenel, thank you so much for coming through. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
We were speaking there to Kenel Simbarashe on ZNA community projects. How are they ensuring they do get to help people? What exactly are the strategies they are using to mobilize more resources? And as we were speaking to Kenel Farai, we've also seen the arrival of Vice President Kembo Moati coming through to join in the celebrations happening right here in Mbare at Rufaro Stadium. Is the place. If you want to come through, please do so. Stands are already filled up. Thousands have come through to celebrate together with our Zimbabwe Defense Forces.
People are waiting to get excited, Ian, as we are going to have a football match after everything, and it's going to be a very good day for everyone. Everybody is happy, and look at the grounds, they're so filled up, and we have seen different ministers from different ministries who have joined us, and we're expecting the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe to also join and also open this commemorations of the Defense Forces Day that are being celebrated in Rufaro Stadium in Mbare. For now, I'm joined by Air Commodore NSD Mutambiri. Commodore, how are you, sir?
Fine, and how are you, madam?
I'm fine. Today is Defense Forces Day and everyone is happy. We always have these celebrations annually. But I wanted to ask, what can people expect from now? What do you have for the people? What are you expecting to display when it comes to the parading, and what people can expect in the program when it comes to the activities that are going to be happening?
Thank you very much, madam. Today is our day. As Air Force, we are indeed part and parcel of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces celebrations. And today, among other activities, AFZ in particular is going to showcase through the traditional fly past. Fly past is where we honor our Commander-in-Chief by saluting him, whereby we are going to witness today the flying of 4 by curriculum common known as the K8 aircraft and 2 F7 aircraft and a Hawk aircraft, which are going to come in a formation for a low pass overhead the dais in honor of our Commander-in-Chief.
Talking of the imposed sanctions to Zimbabwe, how have you been keeping the aircraft things that you use in the aircraft intact? How have you been managing it?
Yes, indeed, the sanctions are affecting our operations. But however, we do have various activities which we use to equip and tool our flying squadrons. Chief among them is the Research and Development Department, from where we engage our local and external partners who in turn assist us and also teach us on the modern technologies which are available to keep us airborne.
Thank you so much, Air Commodore Ernest Matsambira. Everyone is expecting to have a good day, and they're watching everything that is happening. Thank you so much for having this interview with us.
Welcome, madam. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We were talking to Air Commodore Ernest Matsambira, who was explaining to us what people can expect during the course of the day, and how have they been keeping up with everything that they use in the aircraft, despite the fact that Zimbabwe was imposed with the sanctions. Ian.
And right now we've also witnessed the arrival of Vice President Dr. Chiwenga and other senior government officials who are also here, including a President of the Senate, that is President Mabo Chinomona, who is also among the dignitaries. Some senior government officials, various ministers are right here in Rufaro Stadium coming through to join us. You also anticipate the arrival of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. And shortly, very soon we'll be seeing him coming through. He's going to preside over. Remember, he is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. He is also a soldier par excellence. He went to the war and fought for the independence that we celebrated today. 44 years of independence, and the Zimbabwe Defense Forces has never stopped development. They have always made sure that they are at the center of what development happening in Zimbabwe. Farai.
Iqiniso yena wakhathesi muli eZimbabwe sikhangelele ukuthi umongameli welizwe uComrade Emerson Mnangagwa afike phela avule ngokusemthethweni ukuthakazelela kwelanga le Defense Forces Day. Sibone phela ungene umsekeli abasekeli bakamongameli Comrade retired General Dr. Kositino Chiwenga kanye lo Comrade Kemo Mohadi asebengenile kanye labanye abaphathi intambo bengatsha ezichiyeneyo sebekhangelele bamelele ukubona ilanga leli lithakazelelwa. Ian.
And like you said, that later on there will be also some displays. I know when you talk over the ZDF Day, the displays will come through to your mind. We'll see what exactly is being done by these skilled and trained personnel from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces coming through to showcase right here in Rufaro Stadium. And afterwards, there will be a soccer match to be played. And I understand that traditionally it is between Highlanders and Denambos. But today, it's different. The Zimbabwe Defense Forces Select will be playing against the Zambian Defense Forces, coming through to make sure that the collaboration we've had, how the countries in the southern region should work together, also goes beyond such. Today we see sport uniting those two defense forces. So yes, if you are free, if you want to come through and witness the greatness of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Rufaro Stadium is the place to be. And as you are speaking, the parade is in the ground waiting for their Commander-in-Chief to come and inspect. The young women and men are ready. Those who are experienced within the forces are also ready. They are all trained. They are all geared to see this day coming through. We've also seen senior government officials who came through waving to the people, showing support for the development. And there are also some banners that are dotted around the stadium, showing solidarity and appreciation of the work that is done by the ZDF.
Iqiniso iyena abantu beZimbabwe besebejayela ukuthi hayi Defense Forces kuzaqhushwa ibhola le Highlanders kanye le Dynamos, kodwa kwanamuhla hayi kuchiyene ngiyakhangelela iqembu leZimbabwe Defence Forces lizabe lidlala leqembu leZambia Defence Forces. Kuzabe kumnandi sikhuluma ngomhlangano weSADC oqhubayo. Yibo phela ubudlelwane obukhona phakathi kwamazwe akulumkhono weSADC lapho sigelelana sizwisisana siyakha ubudlelwane phakathi kwamazwe eSADC.
Yes, and those who would love the contemporary, should I say the contemporary music? Yes, the upcoming artists are also performing right here. The famous Levos and Fantan and Riba, I should say, they are right here at Rufaro Stadium. So yes, we can come through lots and lots of celebrations. We've also seen established artists like Alec Macheso coming through. It shows you the importance of such a day when you get to have all age groups catered for. It's not only for those within the military circles, not only for those who are interested, but for everyone. And those who love to join the military can then learn how to do so right here on our programs like this. And as we are speaking, we are anticipating the arrival of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, will be coming through to preside over the commemorations happening here. And we are anticipating also some brilliant displays. I understand you love those displays. You made reference to them earlier on to say when there's men and women come through showcasing what they've been trained to do. Women are also at the center of that. The pilots that you spoke to earlier on, Farai.
Yes, liqiniso uhulumende wesibili uqhuba inhlelo ezokuthuthukisa abantu besifazane. Sibone ochayela izindizamtshina uFlight Lieutenant Sindiso Moyo okhulume phela ukuthi yena wakhuluma nje intombi nje edingumuzi ngale funda edingumuzi ePlumtree kodwa khathesi uchayela indizamtshina khona lapha ku Defence Forces uthole Air Force. Kuyenzakala yena abantu besifazane akumelanga balahle ithemba, kumele besebenze nzima bazimisele batshengise ukuthi yonke imisebenzi ingaqhutshwa ngumuntu, whether umuntu wesifazane whether umuntu wesindoda, umsebenzi.
We can hardly hear ourselves as we speak because of the celebration, because of the celebratory mood that we are currently witnessing right here in Rufaro Stadium. Everyone is dancing, waving Zimbabwean flag, waving everything because it is a very important day as we celebrate the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day. And we have seen some of the senior government officials also moving around, talking to the
Une flag yako ipapo ere isa flag mudenga timbosha inatona anokwanisa kujamba jump in the name of Jesus, not in the name of Judas. Hata pala bonde Can somebody say pulo? Simutsa tumoko mnenga level sande sesa mnese. Tumoko. Let's go. Zimbabwe! Oh God! One, two, three! Come on! spot.
Can somebody say pull on? Kanochisiya kuti gore rako sumudza flag uweve mdenga.
Tanga tatine planet atakamake. Zimwe takakunda zimwe zakaenda kumawe.
Kanochisiya kuti Sadek iri muZimbabwe sumudza flag mdenga.
Kayane will buy down to the
Who
passage.
wants to sumudza flag right now?
Magumu wanga waro. Eche chaka watuma chaka zoguma chato wapo.
Under ton under.
Kanda kuwa pe. Buy down dinange pa post. Eche chaka watuma chaka.
Are you ready? Sumudza flag munhu wese tende ton.
Changa chato wabo panga pakudaro. Takaona vachikopa. Takaona vachita.
Energy munhu wese energy.
Chita. Zvaivatora ndichibvira. Vaida kunona ndichitsva. Tainovanaro vedu vemusadaro. Ndinopinda chando ingira ndinodawo. Rova mabhanjo ndo achaita mikokweshete. Achaita mwena venge. Atambise chitekete.
Chigamba. Kanochiziya kuti Zimbabwe inopisa ende icharamba ichipisa ingosumudza flag titetese levels. DF.
You DJ Fantan na levels. Chill Sport Productions. Vari pano kusvika zuva rawira. Hanzi tiri kurara kumafaro. Tiri kurara murufaro.
Silabo lapa ilanga lanamhla lonke azina director of ceremonies
Yes, now we are seeing the arrival of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, President Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. You can hear the crowd standing up, cheering, waving flags, celebrating, welcoming the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, who is, like I said, the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. As we celebrate the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day, he is coming through and now accompanied by the First Lady, waving to the crowds that are gathered right here in Rufaro Stadium. His Excellency is now walking through towards the podium.
ukuthi babuye bazovula ngokusemthethweni phela ulanga lokuthakazelela i-Defense Forces. Sibona abantu sebesukumile bamelele phela ukubona ungena kwamongameli welizwe onguye umkhokheli webutho leZimbabwe.
Yes, also to comment about the numbers of people who are wearing the national dress today have come showcasing the pride they have in this particular dress and also the love that they do showcase every time. So His Excellency has arrived, is now slowly moving towards the podium as is expected to preside over the proceedings. As the Commander-in-Chief, you know and you understand that all the proceedings will happen and they will be actually following what he is doing right here is taking place. And as we can speak, His Excellency is ready and the Defense Forces are also ready to really understand and also follow orders of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Commander-in-Chief. I've also seen or witnessed the fly past a significant incident when it comes to this particular day. And now His Excellency is ready and the Zimbabwe Defense Forces is ready. Another fly past over Rufaro Stadium and people are celebrating and are jubilating to that. And now let's get to witness more that is happening from Rufaro Stadium.
of the parade to the commander and request His Excellency to inspect the parade.
Good morning, Your Excellency. The President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, head of state and government and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. The Zimbabwe Defense Forces parade to mark our 44th anniversary is composed of 1 parade commander, 1 parade adjutant, 8 detachment commanders, parapet, 1 parade warrant officer, 8 detachment supernumerary, 8 detachments of 30 members each, number 1 to 5 detachments from the Zimbabwe National Army, number 6 to 8 detachments from the Air Force of Zimbabwe, 10 drums and mascots from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, all from the acting open order, ready for inspection, Your Excellency.
Commander, marching forward and also give parade state to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Head of State and Government and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, lokumicela njalo ukuthi azokwenza inspection.
Vari kumateresis tinokumbira runyararo kuitira kuti zviri kuitika munhandare vaite vachinzwanana nemukuru wenyika. City End tinotenda siyabonga twalumba loko. His Excellency is proceeding to inspect the parade. During the singing of the national anthem, we witnessed a magnificent fly past by the Air Force of Zimbabwe, which is a presidential salute, which we saw. Kuti fly past iyo ifambe zvakanaka, penga paina fly past controllers who are with us in the crowd. Fly past controller, air traffic controller, squadron leader Enoch Matekaire. He is with Flight Lieutenant Sandra Kambarame, the operations assistants, Warrant Officer Class 1 Brian Kapondera, Master Sergeant Mutakiwa Colin, and leading aircraftman Machaka Nyasha. Moving on to the aircraft, Taona Paita 2 sections, Venom section, Karakoram 8 aircraft, from Josiah Tungamirai Air Base, Venom lead Pengapaina Wing Commander Angeline Electa Bosha with Squadron Leader David Tekani, Venom 2 Squadron Leader Wishu Tlupo, Engaina Flight Lieutenant Clemens Parazaitari Rochinyoka, Venom 3 Squadron Leader Shepard Vangani, Co-Pilot Flight Lieutenant Bradley Keith Munyambi, Venom 4 Squadron Leader Norman Taurai Maroza, and Air Lieutenant Dalbutle Peterson Magenda. Alpha section, a hybrid section with lead Hawk MK-60 and 2 by F-7 aircraft. Alpha lead Hawk MK-60 wing commander Tinofara George Shumba, Engaina squadron leader Takashinga Verengera. Alpha 2 F-7 aircraft wing commander Lizwele Tumatlangu. Alpha 3 F-7 squadron leader George Himalaya Makwenjere. Mangezi, Parade Adjutant Squadron Leader Cynthia Shiri, Parade Warrant Officer Class 1 Jameson Davis Gijima, Detachment commanders and their supernumerals are as follows. Number 1 detachment from the Zimbabwe National Army, Lieutenant Admire Muchichi and Sergeant Sereke Bigi. Number 2 detachment, Lieutenant Edson Mbano and Sergeant Katiki Aaron. Number 3 detachment commander, Lieutenant Nogutava Ndofu, supernumeral Sergeant Nyakwava Caroline. Number 4 detachment, 2nd Lieutenant Rumbidzai Mazungunde, supernumeral Sergeant Muchero Agnes. Number 5 detachment commander Lieutenant Virginia Guahara, supernumeral Lieutenant Chihava Sarah. Number 6 detachment from the Air Force of Zimbabwe, Air Lieutenant Vanessa Tsambra, supernumeral Sergeant Zihumba Pamidzai. Number 7 detachment from Air Force of Zimbabwe, Air Lieutenant Ngobizita Manyatela, supernumeral Sergeant Chimutigidi Takudzwa. Number 8 detachment, Air Lieutenant Mtabisi Kumalo, and the supernumeral is Sergeant Dagurwa Heavy. Senior ensign from the color party, the national color, Lieutenant Tapelo Spanda. Junior ensign ZF color, Air Lieutenant Tinashe Mushaya. Conducting warrant officer class 2, Maura Charles. Escort to the color Sergeant Chidamoyo Jordan, Sergeant Muzunda Jeffrey, and Sergeant Dota Ray Khan. Band and drums from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Band. Director of Music, Major Richard Gorenamo. Our band masters, we have Warrant Officer Class 2 Kereke Tonderai and Master Sergeant Gweshe Thompson. The drum major is Sergeant Waerera Motion. Mascot handler, Corporal Mandea Blessing, and the mascot is Lance Corporal Chimoyo. And the driver of the inspection vehicle is Sergeant Madaka Machaise.
Honorable His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Head of State and Government and the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, accompanied by Commander Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General Philip Velario Sibanda. Kana mashika ikoko, Burulo Mrizo ikoko, Umpululu. Siyabonga Jotenda. Akuyende kwenyu ikoko. Christian Granduk. Bruno Murizo Mpululu. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Head of State and Government, Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, useqedile-ke ukwenza inspection, usependuka ngesikhathi efika ku-Salute Dash, siyacela ukuthi sonke siphakame, siyakumela ukuthi sisumuke yapha, ashange sifika yapha Salute Dash. Siyotenda. May we all rise. Ngiyacela sonke siphakame.
Umongameli useqedile-ke uku-inspector iparade yakhe. Sesimelela okulandelayo.
Thank you for the inspection. The mission must pass in slow and quick time and conduct group display correctly.
The parade commander has just requested for permission to conduct drill displays and he has been granted. Major Mukamba, zvinhu zviya manje pazvakusvika apa pakuda kuitika zvidavado.
Zvidobi nezvidavado chaizvo chaizvo atakagadzirira. Commander vari kugadzira parade yavo kuti ichimire zvakanaka. Parade wari officer tikuona ari kuenda kunodresa kuti vamire vakaenzana vame kuhle. Parade commander uyalungisira kuti parade yake izokwenza march past in slow and quick time. Singahlala esitulweni tingagara pasi.
Big time! Hello! Come!
Yatanga march past in slow time. So go national walk with a change direction, right? Just water so kind of walk with and counter march. Kuti vachizoya nenzira yavachange vachiparukudzo mutungamiri wenyika zvakare vari mutungamiri weuto reZimbabwe. Kala party tiri kuonawo zvakare ichiita change direction left kuti inotora nzvimbo yayo apo vachazenge vachimacha vari parade commander tiri kuona vakuenda mberi kweparade pavachazenge vachikomanda kufamba kunenge kuchiita parade ukuhamba ke ukusave kuenzakala neparade yake njalo wasibona uparade adjutant uyahamba laye kunumber 2 detachment ukathatha isikhundla sakhe kulapho azabe emasha ekhona njalo usibona uparade warrant officer class 1 Jim laye uyabuya kulapho uzothatha ke indawo yakhe lapho azamasha ekhona phasha sengachimasha ari mauto enyu eZimbabwe vari kuitaka anonzi mabviravira ekumasha muruna muridzo umbulolo encounter march la ngamalungiselelo ukuthi bazobuya bazadlula benikeza inhlonipho umngameli welizwe njalo engumngameli webutho leZimbabwe vari kugadzirira kuti vaite form close column of platoons kuti vachizodarika nepano vachipa rukudzo kumutungamiri wenyika zvakare vari mutungamiri weuto reZimbabwe nenguva apo vachange vachidarika pano izakutala ukuthi sipakame sonke chakumira kuti tese tisumuke apo vachange vachidarika pano vachipa rukudzo siyabonga.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will be requested to rise as the first detachment marches past you and take your seats as soon as the last detachment marches past your position. Tinokumbirwa tese kuti operate nenge chimacha panodarika chikundi chekutanga chiri pamberi tosumuka tozogara kana chikundi chekupedzesera chadarika. I thank you.
Siphakame sonke.
Vafundisi varimo imomu, vana makanika vendege vedzimotokari varimo zvakare, maganas amunoti maganas vaya vanoridza pfuti dzine mutinhimira varimo zvakare. Vambosiya mabasa avo emazuva ese kuuya kuzotiratidza zvavari kuita muzuva ranhasi. They have their special trades, but today they've come to demonstrate that they can leave their trades and come and give us such a wonderful, such a magnificent parade and drill display.
Apo wakuita inonzi form line kuenzana kudzokera pangwari vachitangisa zvakare paya. Tanganyika, Tanzania. Bule kitendo. Bule kitendo. Salute to the right and to the left. Wakolona kuso washindani kapo. Wakawa kwa hip level.
Tagro Borodiwa.
Vamos zvirimwo izvozvo ikutsvauri konoko
kureva kuti vakuita vachinopedza tiri display yavenga vachiita yenge ichiitika iri paautopilot parade commander venge vabuda vese naparade adjutant vakomana vakasara vachiita vega
kutaridza kuti vakanzwisisa zvidzidzo zvavakadzidziswa namainstructors avo nematicha echisoja zvino vakuita inonzi form line form line kuratidza kuti drill display yapera isipelile ke drill display. In a moment we shall witness the parade commander meeting up with his parade uchengisa ukuthi kona uchengisa ukuthi i-drill display isipelile. Yeah. Asivasati wapedza pane zvavarida kunyora chef director of ceremonies pane zvavarida kunyora
pane zviri kuda kuitika
tozokuzivisai kuti vanyora kuti kudii kana vaita
vane makamera pamusoro apo motibatsira kuti tione kuti panyorwa kuti kudii zviri kunyorwa apo.
vari nechemudenga umo munogona kuona kuti vari kunyora kuti kudii ekwanisi kuti nivaone kuti vabhale ukutini.
Maoko!
Umbululu Brizzo!
ZDF 2024!
Zimbabwe Defense Forces 2024! Umbululu! Simbona uyalungisela iparade yakhe ukuthi izokwenza i-advance review order. Besingathi ngesingisi 13 trumpeters of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Grenadiers. Kana kuti sebera ikuno, kana tusondelane ngapha. Now the parade warrant officer is preparing amasochi ukuthi bame kuhle njalo parade ashudeni. be ready with our cinematography to calculate the pass.
We now hand over to the Secretary for Defense, Comrade ADT Nepera, to lead us with the proceedings of the day.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the First Lady, Amai Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, Vice President, Honorable General Retired Dr. C.G. Dien Chiwenga and Amai, Vice President, Honorable Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi and Amai, Minister of Defense and Chairman of the ruling party ZANU-PF, Honorable OCZ Mchinguri Kashiri, Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable JFN Mudenda, President of the Senate, Honorable M.M. Shinomona, Chief Justice, Honorable Justice L. Malaba, members of the Politburo and Central Committee of the ruling party ZANU-PF, President of the Chiefs Council, Chief Mchane Kumalo and other chiefs here present, leaders of other political parties who may be here, cabinet ministers and deputy ministers, members of parliament, Chief Secretary to the Office of the President and Cabinet, Dr. M. Rushkwaya, Chairman of the Public Service Commission, Dr. V. Ungwe, Commander Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General P. V. Sbanda, Deputy Chief Secretaries here present, colleague permanent secretaries, service chiefs. Let me acknowledge in particular Commander Zimbabwe National Army, Lieutenant General A.N. Sanyatwe, Commander Air Force of Zimbabwe, Air Marshal J.J. Nzwede. Let me also acknowledge the presence in our midst of the Chief of South Africa's National Defense Forces, General R. Mapwanya, the Deputy Commander of the Malawi Defense Forces, General Jafu, Chief of South African Army, Lieutenant General Bata. Your Excellency, to start our program, as we are gathered here today to celebrate the 44th Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day, allow me to invite the Senior Chaplain General in the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Colonel Dr. Wanali, to lead us in prayer. Senior Chaplain.
Thank you to the Director of Ceremonies, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa, and Amai Dr. A. Mnangagwa. Allow me, with your indulgence, to ride on protocols which already have been observed. I would like to only read one verse from the book of Jeremiah, chapter number 29 and verse number 7. Jeremiah chapter 29, and I'm reading only verse 27. Verse 7, and it says, also seek the peace and prosperity of the city in which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it. May I repeat that phrase? Pray to the Lord for it. Because if it prospers, you will also prosper. We are gathered here again to celebrate and appreciate and rejoice the Zimbabwe Defense Forces in the year of our Lord 2024, and to celebrate the brave, fearless, very disciplined men and women in military uniform. I have chosen to read this portion of scripture with main emphasis on two issues. Number one, to pray for our land, Zimbabwe. Not only that, secondly, to acknowledge that Zimbabwe is a blessed country. Zimbabwe is the only country that the Lord has given to us as its citizens in the whole of this universe. And God has so blessed us so that we may be able to pray for it from Zambezi to Limpopo. And we are better placed to therefore pray. Zimbabwe is blessed with great, intelligent, and educated human resource, endowed with enormous mineral resources, rich agricultural resources, wildlife, and amazing natural resources that we have. Your Excellency, I deliberately started by stating that Zimbabwe is blessed. And the main reason was so we would draw our attention on the fact found in the Bible that states that no one should and no one can curse what God has blessed. We read in the Bible the story of King Balak, the Moabite, who tried and went all the way, including to pay handsomely the prophet Balaam to go and curse the people of God. It did not work during that time, and it will not also work during our time. Nyika inenge yaropafadzwa naMwari haitukike. Zimbabwe yakaropafadzwa naMwari. Our constitution states very clearly that there shall be a defense force whose main purpose is to protect Zimbabwe, its people, its national security, interests, and also territorial integrity. Therefore, we are better placed to pray for our land. Let me end by quoting one General Douglas MacArthur, who once said, talking about a soldier praying for peace. He says, and I quote, "The soldier above all other people prays for peace, because in case of war breaking out, the soldier must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of that particular war." So therefore, Your Excellency and Zimbabwe, I want to say we continue to pray for us, for ourselves, as the President normally says. Our nation can only be prayed for by its own people. We will pray for peace. We will pray for prosperity. We will pray for tranquility. We will pray for our leaders and our commanders. Remember, Zimbabwe, what God says. I know plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Let us bow our heads so we can pray. My dear Heavenly Father and God, I thank you for the blessings upon Zimbabwe. It is and its leaders, ably led by our Commander-in-Chief. I speak a special blessing and special health upon him. I also speak progress and prosperity for our land. Even as we approach the pending and coming SADC conference which we will host in a few days. I pray for peace, I pray for tranquility, and I pray for this day that you will bless the occasion of the day and each item of this program, and will give you praise. For I'm praying in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain General, for dedicating our proceedings to the Almighty. At this juncture, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the Minister of Defense, Honorable LCZ Mchinguri Kashiri, to deliver her welcome remarks and also to take us to the next item on our program. Honorable Minister, ma'am, sir.
Tirikukumbirao runyararo. Tirikukumbirao runyararo. Tipedze program yedu iri pamberi pedu. Zimbabwe woye! Mbare woye! Director of Ceremonies, Secretary for Defense, Mr. A.D.T. Nepera. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and the First Lady, Amai Dr. A. Mnangagwa. Honorable Vice President, General Retired Dr. C.G.D. N. Chiwenga and Amai Chiwenga. Honorable Vice President, Colonel Retired K.C.D. Mohadi. Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable J.F.N. Mudenda. President of the Senate, Honorable M.M. Chinomona. Chief Justice, Honorable Justice L. Malava. The President of the Chiefs Council, Chief Muchane Kumalo. Cabinet Ministers and Deputy Ministers here present. His Worship the Mayor of Harare, Councillor Jacob Mafume. Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. M. Rushwaya. Chairman of the Public Service Commission, Dr. V. Wungwe, Deputy Chief Secretaries here present, Commanders, Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General P.V. Sibanda, Politburo members here present, members from the opposition and their leadership, service chiefs, our traditional leaders here present. Allow me also to acknowledge the presence of the Chief of South African National Defense Force, General Rudzani Mapanya, and delegation. The Deputy Commander, Malawi Defense Force, Lieutenant General George Alexander Jafu, and his delegation. Allow me also to recognize the Chief of South Africa Army, Lieutenant General L.K. Mbata. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, Defense Service Chiefs from the region, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. Your Excellency, I am deeply humbled and indeed honored to welcome you to the 44th Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day Commemorations at this historic Rufaro Stadium, which triggers nostalgic memories of our inaugural independence celebrations in 1980. His Excellency is not leaving anyone or any community behind. Nasi ndezveduwo kumbare. Your Excellency, the 44th Zimbabwe Defense Forces commemorations are coming on the backdrop of this Heroes Day commemorations, which were held at the National Heroes Acre, during which we paid special tribute to the supreme sacrifices by our gallant sons and daughters of Zimbabwe for liberating their motherland. Your Excellency, today's occasion provides ZDF and the nation yet another opportunity to remind ourselves of the daunting task ahead of us of protecting and safeguarding our liberation legacy. As we celebrate our Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day under the theme, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, guaranteeing a conducive environment for the attainment of Vision 2030, your forces are committing themselves that they will defend our hard-won independence through their blood. Wachiti, moyo yedu yatsidza kufira Zimbabwe, kuzadzisa basa ravakasirwa nana mukoma, ropa ravo richawa reZimbabwe, mumakomo nemurwizi wachararamo, kuzadzisa basa ravakasirwa. They will continue executing their constitutional mandate, that of protecting Zimbabwe, its people, its sovereignty and territorial integrity, its security and national interests, and by doing so, ensuring that Vision 2030 becomes a reality. Your Excellency, your defense forces embraced your Vision 2030, that of establishing a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society by 2030. This is in keeping with our second mandate as enshrined in the Constitution, which dictates that we support civil ministries to further their mandate in attaining their national development tasks, and in this case, National Development Strategy 1. We are proud that ZDF is playing its major role in mainstreaming all the 14 pillars in its own operations. We are indeed inspired by your mantra that nyika inowakwa nevene vayo, igotongwa nevene vayo, igonamatirwa nevene vayo. This has seen us contributing towards infrastructural development, which includes construction of schools, clinics and bridges in all districts across our country, food and nutrition security, where we provide logistical support, health and well-being as demonstrated by the handling of health facilities, where we also offered free medical treatment to the people of Zimbabwe, human capital development, devolution and decentralization of services, housing delivery, social protection and also disaster management, and supporting also civil authorities, just to mention a few. Your Excellency, we thank you for your relentless efforts in improving the conditions of service of our members, as witnessed by the improvements in accommodation situation, health services and logistics, which are a result of your interventions. We salute your deliberate policy that we mainstream gender in all aspects of Zimbabwe Defense Forces. You are indeed a listening president, and your girl child is highly appreciative. This year's commemorations coincide with Zimbabwe's preparation to host the 44th SADC Summit, which will culminate in your accession of the regional body chairmanship. We commend SADC member nations' continued efforts to promote regional defense and security cooperation. Given your long-standing commitment of giving diplomacy a chance in resolving conflicts, we are confident that regional defense and security cooperation will grow from strength to strength. Your Excellency, allow me on behalf of the nation to wish you all the best as you assume the leadership of SADC. The nation is deeply honored and renders its unconditional support to your astute and visionary leadership. Your Excellency, your engagement and re-engagement trust has afforded the opportunity for ZDF to deepen defense and security cooperation regionally and internationally. In all these undertakings, we remain guided by your philosophy that Zimbabwe is a friend to all and an enemy to none. It is gratifying to note, Your Excellency, that the 44th ZDF Day commemorations are taking place when Zimbabwe and SADC region in general are enjoying relative peace and tranquility. And this is owing to your guidance and support. Your defense forces remain vigilant in the face of emerging devolving security threats, which include recurrent natural disasters, transnational organized crimes, human and drug trafficking, terrorism, and cybercrime, among others. Your Excellency, we pledge to remain a loyal, dependable, professional, and disciplined force. We want to assure you, Your Excellency, that we will continue to guarantee that the historic symbiotic relationship between the Zimbabwean people and the Zimbabwean Defense Forces remain intact. Your Excellency, as was the case during the liberation struggle, the people are the water and we soldiers are the fish. We cannot survive without each other. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, it is my distinct honor and privilege to invite our Commander-in-Chief of Defense Forces, a distinguished freedom fighter, a champion of democracy, peace and unity, a Pan-Africanist par excellence, illustrious statesman. He was among the group of early freedom fighters to undergo military training and deployed on the front. He commanded the first group of 5 freedom fighters that underwent military training in China. A man who has changed the face of Zimbabwe through infrastructural development. Tarisaiwo migwagwa yakanaka iri kuwakwa tinokutenda ishumba murambwe. Food security nemumadhorobha. Transform the education sector through heritage-based education 5.0. A man who has finally introduced our currency ZIG, which is backed by our gold and has enabled our economy to be the fastest growing in the region. On behalf of the nation, may I humbly request you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, to address the nation. Your Excellency, sir.
With over 100 years of experience, you have made Doves the funeral assurance service provider of choice. We provide you with a range of funeral service solutions tailor-made to your needs and income for you to give your loved ones a dignified send-off. Take a Doves policy today and cover your family. visit the Doves website or contact Doves via social media today to know about the affordable policies and services we offer that suit you. We are here to serve you and will always be for the ones you love. With over 100 years of experience.
Our Director of Ceremonies, the First Lady, Amai Auxilia Mnangagwa, the Vice President, Honorable General Retired Dr. C.J.D.N. Chwenga and Amai Chwenga, the Vice President, Honorable Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi, the Minister of Defense and Chairman of ZANU-PF, Honorable O.C.Z. Mchenguri Kashiri, the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Senator Charles Tabengwa, the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Advocate J.F.N. Mudenda, President of the Senate, Honorable Amai M.M. Chinomona, the Chief Justice, Justice Luke Malava, President of the National Chiefs Council, Chief Mchana Kumalo, members of the Politburo and Central Committee, leaders of other political parties who may be here, honorable ministers and deputy ministers, the Chief Secretary of the President Cabinet, Dr. M. Rushaya, Chairman of the Public Service Commission, Dr. Vincent Ungwe, Commander, Defense Forces, General P.V. Spanda, Commander, Zimbabwe National Army, Lieutenant General A. Sanyatwe, Commander, Air Force of Zimbabwe, Air Marshal J.J. Zede, Commissioner General Zimbabwe Republic Police, Commissioner Gordon Matanga, Commissioner General Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service, Commissioner M. Chiovo, the Director General, President's Department, Ambassador Isaac Moyo, senior government officials who are here. Your Worship, the Mayor of Harare, Councillor J. Mafume, members of the Diplomatic Corps, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. It is with a great sense of joy and pride that we gather here through Faro Stadium to celebrate yet another year of excellency by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. This year's theme, and I quote, Zimbabwe Defense Forces guaranteeing a conducive environment for the attainment of Vision 2030, end of quote, aptly captures the important contribution that the Zimbabwe Defense Forces continue to make towards accelerating the realization of our national vision. On behalf of the people and government of Zimbabwe, my family, and indeed on my own behalf, I congratulate the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for the achievements made in advancing peace, unity, and development of our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. The nation further salutes you all for your unflinching commitment and dedication to safeguarding the territorial integrity of our great country, Zimbabwe. We treasure the vigilance and the manner in which our defense forces continue to diligently and professionally execute their mandate and duties. Makorokoto Amhlope, congratulations. As we commemorate this year's celebrations, the broader environment is characterized by glaring limitations in the international peace and security architecture. Further, among other new types of security threats, the world is witnessing an upsurge of terrorism and cross-border crime, coupled with undue foreign interference in internal affairs of countries, is special for us in the global South and East. This brings to the fore the need for robust military systems and defense forces that are continually evolving. In this regard, there remains a strong need to enhance not only our domestic military systems, but across-border military and security cooperation. As such, and in the context of the long-standing spirit of unity and oneness that forms the bedrock of the SADC region, I extend a special and a hearty welcome to the delegation of the South African National Defense Forces, which has joined us today, led by the Chief of the South Africa National Defense Force, General Rudzani Maphanya. By the same token, I also acknowledge the presence of representatives from the Malawian Defense Forces who are on a benchmarking visit led by the Deputy Commander of the Malawi Defense Forces, Lieutenant General G.A. Jafu. The participation of members of the defense forces from sister republics at our national events is a strong statement of unbreakable people-to-people bonds which transcend all spheres of our life. Into the defense and military sector, our ties are historic and were further strengthened during the fight for the liberation and independence of our respective countries. SADC is indivisible, united, and is one. Comrades and friends, the choice of Rufaro Stadium invokes sentimental memories. It was at these historic grounds that on the eve of 18 April 1980, when the Union Jack was lowered and the Zimbabwean flag hoisted, that symbolic act marked the birth of an independent and free Zimbabwe. It ushered us into a journey of yet again charting our own course and our own destiny as a free people. It was also in surrounding residential suburbs, such as Mbare and Highfields, where many of our citizens were brutalized for their resistance and rejection of the racist colonial administration. These neighborhoods incubated and strengthened the resolve of many sons and daughters of Zimbabwe to wage the protracted armed liberation struggle for democracy, freedom, and independence we enjoy today. Today's celebrations on these grounds afford us the opportunity to once again reflect on the honest journey that our nation has traveled to realize the rights and freedoms we so clearly cherish today. Under the Second Republic, the spirit, hope, determination, zeal that engulfed many of our countrymen and women who gathered here on that momentous day is burning bright. Never again will we be under the shackles of foreign rule and subjugation in whatever form. I commend Zimbabwe Defense Forces for keeping alive the rich liberation ethos as well as the intricate principles and values deployed at the establishment of a united security apparatus in 1980. Equally, your defense of our national interests as embodied in our national constitution over the years has been exemplary and unflinching. The formidability, reliability, and dependability, professionalism, and discipline of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces remain the guarantor of the peace and security necessary for the development, modernization, industrialization, and prosperity of our motherland, Zimbabwe. Despite the negative effects of illegal sanctions imposed by some Western countries, the ZDF stands firm. We thank you all, officers, men and women, for your loyalty and consistent service to your motherland, Zimbabwe. Tinokutendai, siyalibonga. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, Zimbabwe is not spared from both emerging and traditional security threats that include transnational organized crime, human trafficking, cybersecurity threats, drug trafficking, and climate change-induced challenges, among others. We are not blind to these threats and the manner these affect the peace, safety, and security of our people, while also undermining economic and national stability of our motherland. I therefore commend the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for their focus and commitment to dealing with these threats. This has included the broadening of capacity building and training programs. Such programs will go a long way towards nurturing innovative and proactive approaches for the continued agility and adaptability of our country's defense institutions. The ongoing participation of allied students in our training programs is applauded for enhanced regional military cooperation, synergies, and inter-force operability. Beyond Africa, Zimbabwe is grateful for the long-standing support we are receiving from our fraternal friends and partners, such as the People's Republic of China, the Russian Federation, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Pakistan, in the form of training, exchange programs, as well as other forms of backing in defense and security spheres. They were with us in our quest to attain independence and freedom. They are with us today. They will remain our strong allies in the future. Meanwhile, an array of strategies are underway to improve the welfare of members of our defense forces. Non-monetary incentives and benefits, such as civil service housing loans and the civil service vehicle purchase schemes, have been extended to members of defense forces. Further, my government has expanded the transport fleet for the defense forces through the procurement and delivery of an assortment of vehicles. Over and above housing units that are ready for occupation, government will soon be embarking on the construction of 3,000 housing units for members of Zimbabwe Defense Forces. This is part of the comprehensive program by my administration to increase affordable housing stock throughout the country. Similarly, health care for members of the defense forces is of critical importance for their general upkeep. My government is committed to make sure that all military hospitals and health institutions have requisite modern equipment and adequate medicines. The construction of the Defense Forces Referral Hospital at Manyame Air Force Base is being accelerated. Comrades and friends, in peace times, defense forces remain a critical cog in our national development agenda. I therefore congratulate the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for living up to our national philosophy that says, Nyika igotongwa igonanatirwa. Hallelujah. As part of ongoing civil-military relations, the ZDF is implementing several community development and assistance projects. The free health care being offered to communities at grassroots level is applauded, and a testament that you remain a people's army. Well done, our defense forces. Modern school infrastructure are being constructed at Kwadzana 2 High School in Harare, Tsino High School in Cholocho, Sungai Shumba Primary School in Nembudzia Gokwe, St. Charles Luanga Secondary School in Chimanimani, and Samanyika School in Nyanga, among others. These projects complement my government's trust for ensuring quality education and learning environments for all students, no matter where they live. Additionally, I applaud the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for supporting the Zimbabwe Republic Police in combating illegal activities along the country's borders and assisting the Civil Protection Unity in search and rescue operations. In the case of realizing our rich liberation heritage, it is commendable that the Ministry of Defense, in collaboration with other ministries, departments and agencies, as well as counterparts from the Mozambican government, is constructing a monument and a health center in the Masinga district of Inhambane province in Mozambique. This is in memory and remembrance of our late national hero, General Josiah Magama Tengogara. In the same spirit, a memorandum of understanding with Angola will see the construction of a similar monument and the preservation of mass graves of our fallen heroes, whose remains lie in Angola. My fellow countrymen and women, comrades and friends, Zimbabwe, under the Second Republic, is a friend to all and an enemy to none. We firmly subscribe to diplomacy and dialogue as the sustainable route for the resolution of conflicts, disputes, and differences. We are committed and stand ready to play our part for the realization of the African Union quest to silence the guns. Presently, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces has officers deployed to United Nations missions and other peace support missions under the mandate of the African Union. I congratulate these officers for raising our national flag high. The commitment by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces to promoting gender equality is evident by the implementation of the National Action Plan for Women in peace and security in line with the United Nations Security Council resolution. With regards to humanitarian efforts, obligations under the Anti-Personnel Mine Ban Convention are being honored with the ongoing clearance of landmines and other explosive remnants of the war. The work by the ZDF and its partners towards a mine-free Zimbabwe by 2025 is noteworthy. As I conclude, I once again congratulate the officers, men and women of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for excelling in their constitutional mandate and function of protecting our motherland, Zimbabwe, its people, its national security and its interests, as well as the territorial integrity of our beloved motherland. We are also proud of your exploits in the region and beyond. Today, as one united, independent, peaceful and democratic country, from Plum Tree to Mtare and the bridge to Chirundu, we celebrate and salute you for your selfless, diligent and vigilant service. Thank you. Tinokutendai, siyalibonga. With these remarks, I wish all the members of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, their families, and the nation as a whole happy and memorable celebrations of the 44th Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day. Long live our Defense Forces. Long live Zimbabwe. Long live our peace. Long live our unity. Long live our freedom. And long live our sovereignty. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you.
Your Excellency, for the very insightful, inspiring, and thought-provoking address. We want to assure you that under your stewardship, support and guidance, the Ministry of Defense, and in particular, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, commits to maintain and even upscale the high standards of performance that has become synonymous with the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. We are conscious of the duty imposed on us by the Constitution of Zimbabwe that compels us to guarantee the nation of peace and stability that is necessary to accelerate the attainment of Vision 2030. We are also doing the best we can towards ensuring that an empowered and prosperous nation by the year 2030 is achieved. Thank you once again, Your Excellency. Ngatiwaomberere maoko. Maoko zvekare.
With over 100 years of experience, You have made Doves the funeral assurance service provider of choice. We provide you with a range of funeral service solutions tailor-made to your needs and income for you to give your loved ones a dignified send-off. Take a Doves policy today and cover your family. Visit the Doves website or contact Doves via social media today to know about the affordable policies and services we offer that suit you. We are here to serve you and will always be for the ones you love.
Now the parade commander has marched forward to ask permission for the parade to march past and off. Size uparade commander eza ngapha ukuzocela ke imvumo yokuthi iparade yakhe iphume. Usenikezwe imvumo. Movement esiyenzayo la le ikhathesi ngekuthi kona baphume eparade. Now they will be led by band and drums from Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Tikona zvino vakugadzirira kuti vachizobuda muparade vapuwa mvumo na His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Head of State and Government, Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. As they shall march past through the saluting dais, benikeza inhlonipho ngizacela ukuthi sonke siphakame. Okwakhathesi ngizacela ukuthi sibe lokho sime sinjalo. Ngiyakhuleka ukuthi thingimile thakadaro apho witness parade ishita march past and off the parade square. vobuda muparade square vachitungamirirwa neband rezimbabwe defense forces. Muruno muridzo mpululu kodwa bazadlula benika inhlonipho umgameli welizwe njalo umgameli webutho lelizwe. Ibutho leZimbabwe apo tiri kuona vari kuparukudzo vachidarika vanopasa mutidance rukudzo kuna His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Head of State and Government, Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, vachitungamirirwa neband and drums yeZimbabwe Defense Forces. Pahosho apo, pahosho pakatoipa. Murune muridzo zvakare mbululu. Kutenderedzwa iyo nomusoja musanoveza gomba uku dzinodonha munotofanirwa kutrenwa zvakasimba mouya ndokudzidzisai iye zvino tiri kuona color party sibonake color party layo inikeza inhlonipo tiri kuona color party iri kupawo rukudzo zvakare mascot muchinda ariko kanda tsvimbo uyo ari kuteerwa nemascot and mascot handler haisi mbudzi iyo musoja iye musoja
ane 5 years ari pabasa musoja iye
ane 5 years makore 5
lance corporal Chimoyo
akashayika anonovigwa haadyiwe is very disciplined. Ane discipline chairo. Amwe musombodiya ndosaka achigona basa. Tiri kuona mupurisa muridzi wemotikari ari kutaura kuti aziraiti pamotikari yake iyo. Anonzi
Sergeant Madaka.
Yes. Mota inoziva nzira yakuziva nzira mota iyo yakuziva nzira ari kuita kuti uya kuno tinotenda murune muridzo makutya asi yaichifamba yoga akaitirena izvozvo zvokuti inoteera motikari murunu zvakare mpululu siyabonga we may take our seats singahlala esitulweni singagara ilo pasi twalumba zikhomo kwambili
Zvalo mauto achingobuda munhandare vachadzoka zvakare nemadisplays akasiyana-siyana asi vasati vapinda
musoja uya zvakare ari kuti tevera ukaita yako inokutsika zvoda kudzidzisiwa izvi ukaita yako yekuti uya kuno saizvozvi inokutsika saka mouya tokudzidzisai kuti mota inopuwa discipline yotaurwa kunzi uya kuno tiende kubasa Buya ngapha.
Baba Shero, Aleke Macheso.
Murule murita pamusosha uyaruku. Ehe, Shakare. Kodwa ngiyacela ke ukuthi hayi lingaphambanisi ukuya kwenza lokhu emakhaya. Ngiyabonga.
Orchestra berikwazo ndaipa standby pa stage. Mauto achingobuda mova mapinda pa stage. Mukanonoka. Fanta nanoenda nechaunga. Nasi vari pa home ground vakomana veChill Sport. Tinavo pano. There will be a soccer match in the afternoon. Zimbabwe national team versus ZDF Select. Muno munhandare zvakare. Tivaombere maoko.
Izandla.
We are moving on with our entertainment program. Aleke Macheso, one piece, 10 minutes chete mwana mudhara. Tinoziva sungura inorohwa 30 minutes. Isati yasvika panonakidza. Asi zvamanje. Kana taakutaura sevakomana vemovazo zvamanje tiri kutoda kanongorira 10 minutes. Kobva kapera.
Cheso power.
Extra basso.
Are you ready for the match?
Sumudza.
Again. More and more displays that we are going to show you here. Musaenda. Pane displays akawanda atichakuratidzai. Amucharatidzwa neZimbabwe Defense Forces avakakugadzirirai. Balungiselele ukuthi lizokhangela ke lizobona lijabule ilanga lanamhla leZimbabwe Defense Forces.
atusaidie, atupatie yote ile tunapendaka. Tumeomba jua na jua baba, kama tunafanya kazi, tufanye kazi nzuri sana.
Mulipara huko. Munaweza simu za shauna chotombona. Simu za shauna cho huko. Huko. Tendereza.
Day, I hand you over for the commentary, Yema Paradrops, to my sister, Rumbi Takawira.
Rumbi, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready to tell us?
I am ready.
Thank you very much.
Excellency.
Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Naamai, with all indulgence, if you just allow me to write on all the protocol already observed. Tinema paratroopers, are you ready for the skydivers? Are you ready? If you're looking at the arrows that are in the ground, diro arrow rinorakidza running direction yechi yendege. Sakandege inenge ichiva ne direction iyo ichitevera the arrow that's on the ground. The ground, kanapaku yama paratroopers, tinopati pa drop zone. Hadisisiri ground re bora, hadisisiri ground re anything else. It's now called the drop zone. Tiripano tinema paratroopers edu 8 achauya achijamba izvezvi vamboenda varikuita orbit. They're going to get to flight level 110, which is 6,000 feet. Tikadota 6,000 feet, tikadombo divider. It's about 2.3 kilometers. Sakavarku jamba, vachiva 2.3 kilometers, which is 6,000 feet. Varku fly varimu Augusta Bell 412. It's a helicopter. Ramaona richipura richidai. Sakaruku orbit out to the ku 6,000 feet. Tina Captain Wedu, Wing Commander Chingwa, and the co-pilot is Squadron Leader Luciano. And they also have an aircraft technician with them. When they're coming to land, they'll be looking at the flag. Mukatarsa ku left kwedu kubakuma tent, materese ku left, pane flag rugu bururu karira hapo ripa duze nepa bana rakanzi we salute you. Ndipo pavanenge vachitarisa kuona uti wind speed yakaita sei mepo iri kubva nekupi, where is the wind coming from and where is the wind going. This will also determine kuti ivo vari kulendawo vakatarisa kupi, which direction will they be landing. Vanofanirwa kulenda vakatarisa mumhepo nekuti ndio inovabatsira kuti slow it down. They will have to land facing into wind because it will also help their parachutes to decelerate and also land safely. So right now I know they're orbiting, just trying to get to 6,000 feet. They will be deploying their parachutes at different times. They will be deploying their parachute, and now they're running in. And they will be jumping out very soon. They will be deploying their parachutes at different times and different levels. This is to also protect them. It's for their safety, so that avaitema collisions and also that they don't come onto the drop zone. Vakawandisa vanenge vachipanana time one by one vachiuya mu drop zone.
The paratroopers are from the Air Force of Zimbabwe, Manyama Air Force Base, the Parachute Regiment, as well as Marshall and Skydiving Club.
Yes, an Adrenaline Skydiving Club.
It's a partnership with Zimbabwe Defense Forces and our civilian partners.
Indeed. And on the drop zone, Tatauroti, the drop zone, pa ground apa.
They are now overhead, Rumbi. I think we can now start to count. That drop a white canopy, Vura Iyo, already deployed.
You can see the first canopy. You will start seeing the second one.
Watu wemo mudenga umo. Kanisai mudenga. Kanisai wamo mudenga umo.
If we are to count,
ready to count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
and the 8th one yavayavhurika. Mukatarisa drop zone medu tinema officers aripo, tina Master Sergeant Jemwa Clement, ivo vanotojambawo vane 645 jumps. Uyezve tina Stanyo one warrant officer class 2, ivo vane over 600 jumps. Vaizorabata. Tikuona maskydivers edu achiuya achidzika. Inini ndakanga nonyatsozviintroducer. Ndiri drop zone safety officer Rumbi Takawira. Ndinewo 8 majumps. Pandiri pano.
Rumbi uri nani une 8 majumps? Ini ndakangosvika pandege asi handina kuzojamba.
Unoona manje asi unofanira kuuya wojamba.
Watu wakajamba kangani?
Ka 8.
weight yako inovhuma here?
hatidi kutaura tisataure mazita tisataure zvakanyanyowanda hantika zvikuona vane flag iro zimbabwean flag ndo vachatanga vachiuya vachilenda ivavo vanonzi air lieutenant manyevere vari kuuya vachita doglegging dzavo where he's making his turns to ensure that he comes in to land nice and easy.
He's flying a Zimbabwe flag in the white Nando's canopy. He's doing my spiral turns. Kuti vadzike vauye munhandare. Mukasaombera maoko vanoenda kunoenda kunational sports kwavakajaira.
Vanodzokera mundege wobva vaenda zvakare.
Tinoomberera maoko vachiuya. Doing spiral turns to also lose some altitude.
Lieutenant Manyevere. Baba Kiki.
Tibatsire kuombera nokuti vachadzokera mundege. Toizora vakadzokera.
And coming soon after him will be Warrant Officer Petros Moyo with the ZDF flag. You see, Flight Lieutenant Manyevere landing with the Zimbabwean flag. Chinovati Baba Kiki. He asked me not to call him Baba Keketso. But Ndibaba Keketso kwese vanoimba. But Ndibaba Kiki. Flight Lieutenant Manyevere, nice and easy.
Mwana weZimbabwe, Zimbabwe Defense Forces.
Flying
high again.
Petros Moyo.
Yes.
Mizola tinomti Mozilla Firefox, Mozilla Firefox mukomana wepazhombe.
Umbere vari kuuyawo ndo vadzorera mundege.
And soon after him, vane flag yeZimbabwe National Army. Caston, Milton, Rwambiwa, tinoti Mushengas, Mushengenene, ane ZNA flag landing nice and easy. Soon after him, vane canopy iri kuita unge yeZimbabwean flag with the Air Force flag. Warrant Officer Class 2 Orbit Nemakombe. Chief Nemas.
Yes.
Chief Nemas. Vane 910 jumps.
She's big.
Coming soon after him, vane Econet flag. Varikuflya ne Davis Granite flag panapa. Tinovati Warrant Officer Class 1 Honest Chava. Tinoti Murasha Wamambo vachiuya vachilenda nice and easy.
Maoko zvakare.
950 jumps Wamambo.
Takamirira kuona 3 more jumpers vari kuuya. Aya ma-civilians ari kuuya uya neblue canopy anonzi Colin Kalonga.
Asi vakatraina.
Tinomti Sky Ride wendebvu. Vandebvu, BH gang, Colin Kalonga.
Mandebvu.
From Adrenaline Skydiving Club with 945 jumps. Coming nice and easy. Vachiuya vachilenda Sky Ride vendebvu. Coming in with the okay canopy.
Well done, well done.
Brian Elijah Chitsike. He's got 956 jumps. Soon after him will be his brother, Kosnezwe Muri. Brian Elijah Chitsike.
Yes.
And now coming in last with the Bon Marché canopy, it's Brian Elijah Chitsike's brother. His name is Francis Chitsike, who's retired from the Air Force, but he is coming in last here. Francis Chitsike, Franco coming in nice and easy. Vachiuya vakanyatsoti nice. Franco.
All our jumpers are now on the ground.
Amazing work that they're doing. That's the Air Force of Zimbabwe and Adrenaline Skydiving Club. My skydivers Edu Anoti Dadisa, and now they will be just lining up in formation to then move forward and give a bow to our Commander-in-Chief.
Popeye drill. Vana vechikoro, you are the next.
As they walk up, Air Lieutenant Manyevere, Petros Moyo Moksela, Warrant Officer Class 2, Caston Milton Rwandiwa. We also have Warrant Officer Class 2, Obed Nemakombe, and Honest Chava, Warrant Officer Class 1, Colin Kalonga, Brian Elijah Chitsike, and Francis Chitsike, our skydivers. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Maokoko!
No tender.
Thank you for the display. We're now moving on to our displays. Major Mukamba, Trugona Panevana Varkuyavo.
Yes, no takusona inonzi preliminary andika preliminary training inoitwa yokudzidzisa vana kuti vave loyal to the government anditi junior soldiers vari kuuya zvino kuzotiratidza zvidobi nezvidavado. Muri na muridzo vana vechikoro avo. Umpululu zvakare.
As the Augusta Bell 412 helicopter is flying past.
Let us all welcome Dwarasekwa Barracks Primary School cadets. Allow me to quickly highlight a few roles of basic cadet education in youth development in Zimbabwe. The basic cadet education encourages young persons to exhibit a positive spirit of patriotism, good citizenry, and a sense of nationalistic feelings. Young cadets are able to say no to defense the society fronts about such as instant justice, substance and drug abuse, teenage marriage, occultism, and inhuman activities. The program provides opportunities for youth to gain valuable knowledge and skills that build confidence and help pave the way in a transition to adulthood. To develop in young learners the attributes of good citizenship.
We now witness the platoon sergeant coming to report the state of the parade to His Excellency.
Mururu Muridzo, the platoon sergeant achiya kuzoripota the state of the parade. Vakutanga izvezvi marifle exercises avo. Izvezvi tikaona vachiita slow palms, zombere maoko.
Mururu Namuridzo kuvana paDzwarasekwa Barracks.
Izvezvi vari kuita salute to the front. Honai coordination yacho, honai chete coordination yacho, vamberere maoko Mururu Namuridzo.
Chingotarisa smartness yavo, vamberere maoko.
Ngabantwana beDzwarasekwa Barracks Primary School, asibachayeleni izandla.
Tirikuona vachiita marifle exercises on the march. Izvezvi vari pahigh arms. Hona chete zvikuita mwana wako, hona, they are blooming. Hona vari kupindana vachibudana. Ukutoshaura kuti zvikutoendepi zvichibva nepi, hona. Izvezvi vari kuita inonzi 13 pace.
Mururu Namuridzo vanonogona. Yamaona vachiita inoitwa iyo present arms.
Hona Izvezvi vari kuita slow march. Vanotokundana baba vavo. Izvezvi vari kuita goose march vari papotams. Iwe ona chete zvikungoitika apa, ona.
Aomberere maoko murune muridzo.
Vana veDZ Barracks Primary vavo. Led by Captain Peter Pera. Vana vanodadisa ava, you. Iyo yavari kuita inonzi mark time murune muridzo. Izvezvi vari kuita side passing so that they can dress up with the podium. Varovere maoko vana vari kushaina ava.
Murune muridzo.
Izvezvi vaita ground arms.
We are now witnessing the platoon sergeant coming to report the state of the parade.
The platoon sergeant ada kukumbira permission yekumacha off the parade square. Hona platoon sergeant wacho Natal nyama dzao. Momberere maoko.
Chingotarise kapsinguro kakuita maoko amurune muridzo.
Hona machemero avo akaita. Vana vanogona hawa. Hona kabhabhai kacho, don't try this at home, inoitika kuchikoro. It goes through a lot of training.
Murune muridzo nepedzira rasekwa Barracks achibuda.
Izvezvi tikuona vachita double march. Vaomberere maoko vana vanodadisa ava.
Siyabonga, siyabonga, siyabonga abantwana bedziva rasekwa Barracks Primary School. Thank you, siyabonga.
I thank you.
Hanzi vakurira vana baba vavo. Taimboiti don't try this at home, but yakunzi try this at school. Yeah, try this at school. So akutangira kuchikoro. Tinotenda siyabonga. Okakatesi, we are now going to witness a Popeye drill conducted by instructors. There's an instructor who actually taught these guys masojaya a preliminary drill. Vachi ndozvo vanoita kana vachinge vachangobva kumba vanodzidziswa zvishoma nezvishoma wozotestwa kuti vakukwanisa kuzvinzwisisa here voita voga. Marching and halting in quick time, salute to the right, salute to the left, slow march, goose march vachaita zvakare apo. Yambenge ichinzi vari kukurirwa navana vavo. Iya vachaita zvakare apo. Right. Better. Upon going to turnings at the hold. Turnings at the hold. Side passes. Left and right. Side passes. And right turn. Salute to the right, to the left. At the hold.
Ko kana vachifora kudai vari vega pasina instructor kuzoti kana instructor avapo.
Panenge pakatoipa iyo inonzi encounter march. Instructor achauya ipapa. Ozotora zvakare. kuti no zvamuri kuita izvi pane zvamasarira kudzidza.
Venge vasiya vaudzwa zvekuita ndazoona vamwe vachirasika.
Pana instructor wacho.
Instructor akuchiona kuti pane dzimwe n'anga dziri kurasika pakati apo.
Ndo arida kunovagadzirisa ivavo kuti aiwa matrainings amuri kuita iwewe uri kukonewa matrainings. Apo wakuita reform 3 ranks.
Asi ndinoziva kuti instructor akasvika panoshandwa.
Regai muone. Ticha ari kuzviona ake ari kunze uku kuti pari kulemwa apa. Saka iyo inonzi marching and halting in slow time. Kana tichinge tinoviga musoja nxa siyaveka umsoja oyavebhubhile tinoita in marching in slow time. Siyamacha nge-slow time. Yeah.
Hamuna kuzotiudza Meja Mukamba vari kufora ava vabva kupikwa.
Ava vari patraining. Vachiri patraining tavatora. Ndiyo chimwe chikwata chiri patraining ichochi. Asi vasvika pastage iyoyi. Iyoyi ndiyo stage ya. Instructor wavo ndiyo wauya naye, instructor wacho. Ari kuvadzidzisa. But zvamambotaura paipai kuti achaona kuti no pane kakunyoza. Pane vamwe vari kulenga.
Ndo ma-drill instructors vari patraining ava.
Uyo drill instructor wacho akamira apo uyo. Ari kutoona zvavari kuita kuti haiwa muri kunyoza. Achavatora. Manje so. Uzabathatha ke very fast. Lapho sebenza ke in marking time, marking time and halting in quick time, in slow time. Now they are forming single rank. Single rank ndio yavanodzidziswa vari single rank iyoyo. Kana vachidzidziswa na instructor vanofundiswa vari musingle rank kuti umwe neumwe abate zvinenge zvidiwa nani na teacher.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Izvo ndo zvinobayisa nechitsvimbo chandiri kuona chakabatwa manje.
Sese mari kutozviona.
Haiwe. Aparira vamwe hanzi manga chena inoparira
parere nhema.
Vakomana ivi. Makoko. Muri namiridzo.
Vakuita reform 3 ranks. But kana vari patraining techiti isusu vasvika pastage 1 yekutrainwa. But sese maana kufara man. Sese mari instructor ari kumachisa vana.
Tiri pakati pemadisplays ipapo. Hanzi pane vauya nemwana anonzi Panashe Nyasino. Vauya nemwana anonzi Panashe Nyasino. Ngavaende paambulance iri kucity end. Pane ambulance iri pacity end. Vauya nemwana iyeye endai paambulance. Munoona ndo paari ari kubatsirwa ipapo.
Mastages osaya vakamadzidza patraining. Vakamadzidza patraining iyo vangaona kuita inonzi marching and halting in double time. Sese mari kuvanongedza kuti iyo mastages marching and halting in quick time. Iyo yavari kuita iyo. In counter march. Pana vari kubhaisa ipapo goose march. Right and counter march. Sese mata asvikirwa uyo ari kunyoza. Adi basa iye adi basa. Zvakadzidziswa oita nenzira yake angicho. Akuita nenzira yake.
Hanzi ndo zvandakakudzidzisa here hamusi kuda basa ini ndakuenda kunoudza army commander kuti vanhu vamakandipa vava havadi. Vawedzera chido. Basa richiri kudiwa. Left, right, left.
uzoripota. Na iya abaru babaiko. Instructor babaiko sokari. Ari kufara uda. Ndopona gora basa. Muruna muriza umfurulu. Siyotenda siyabonga. Urugunyoza.
And chin up.
Look up.
Look to your future.
Yes.
Tarisa kumberi. Look to your future.
Izvi ndozvinowanikwa patraining kana uchinge uchiita training. Asi unofanira kunzwa kuda basa. Madlauzane ebasa kana uchinge uina instructor akadai so. Zvinobuda chete. Andidika kuyakupuma kupela. Okokatesi, we now going to show you a demonstration of I have the commandos here. What's your name?
Siyalembukela bahlabezulu athandekayo elibabona basengene enkundleni kaThesi.
Mira zita rako.
Ini zita andinetwa Captain Ajwas Netsai vazhinji vanondiziva vachiti net 1. Ndiri kutungamira chikundi chekomando chiri kupinda icho. What we are going to witness now is the recovery of a captured VIP from the rebel group. With me is Koporo Nyoni, who is also known as the Bird. Can you take us Koporo Nyoni through?
Mangwanani akanaka muri Zimbabwe, mangwanani akanaka. Inotwa Trooper Nyoni Tango from 1 Commando Regiment. Tokutendai nokuya muzuva ranhasire Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Nhasi kudya kwemeso kwatinako kwatichange tichikupai kuna komanda wangu Captain Net 1.
Kathesi elikubonayo indlu leyana istronghold yamaribheo yikho lapho capture khona iVIP bayifaka khona phana. So elibabona laphana kusite leliyana ele city end yi assaulting troops ekhokhelwa nguKoporo Bibiana, ulo Koporo Kaseke, lo Koporo kuchikauripo haikona kuchikauripo bhora kauya uyu mumwe wacho manje wechikomando.
Izvezvi zvatiri kuona that wooden shelter iri muground umo ndo kune enemy kokoko. Tikuona mauto edu stick yedu iri kuadvance iyo.
Now you can see from the Vietnam end pane ribhero riri kutenga doro pabhawa apo rakutotyizira vanhu richitora doro. Then mbona setatile uchwana sekamba lapana ama advancing troops sefika sebonile kuti aitazimanga sesichani umpopo suchayiwe lapana.
Mngoi tunaona bhinya redu chiro nemacommandos but tiri kutry by all means kuti riudze commander waro kuti no kuna kusina kumira zvakanaka zvinhu zvisina kumira zvakanaka, the commandos are coming. Sezvatinoona izvezvizvi tikuona rescue team ichibva yasvika inokomandwa nakomando chopper.
Now rescue team ikhokhelwa ngulieutenant Ayiduve sebefike vareinforcer ivo vangenile lapana amaguns aphezulu kwezimota lezana betshaya umbhobho bebulalana lamaribheo lawo elibabona ehamba lawo. Alenkani hayi into azimanga kuhle laphana wona lilapha likhangele libona ukuthi uzahamba njani.
Sezamunoona maribhero athi anenharo vanenkani vakomana vanenkani but macommandos ari kuramba ati no VIP haingaende vakomana vada kurescue VIP.
Iyo formation yavari kuti inonzi diamond formation towards the enemy yekunostoma building mune bhinya wani rarohwa muchine vamwe VIP haisati yakepchwa loko veadvansa vekhamba vesiti vefika kubuilding leyana verecover iVIP nampana sevekhamba.
As you can see vakomana vapa building mukuona vachistaka stack right stack left vachiratidza vakomana vavo kuti aiwa vakomana vari skilled pama special operations avanenge vachiita.
Imovement yonke iyayenzwa kukhavhi fire iko libona abanye vavekhangele emuva abanye vechaya umbhobho. Umedem Jaziri lowana nguyo rikhaviweyo lawana sebechaya phansi laye serikhaviwe ku-stronghold yamaribheni lawana semuva ofukwayo nguye umkhokheli wamabhinya sebanjiwe laye sebesiyamfaka phansi bemfaka insimbi sebembophile laphana.
Angari pamberi uyo ndo VIP yedu ndo mchengetezo wedu watanti nawo, then angari kumashure ndo angari commander wemabhinya Commander Ben White. Sasa munoona kuti mukomana wacho atomira for further interrogation. Izvezvi tinoona VIP yedu ichiratidza kuti iri kuenda pasafe place pekuti vawithdrawe vaende neVIP yedu. Tinoti job board and macommandos magona.
There's no time for stopping at the battle theater with the VIP. As soon as we recover the VIP, we take him out. Now they are going for a search part. As you can see now, Koporo Bibiana leading 2 of his best men to do the search.
iko zvinongoya atikuona yoyi tikuona vakomana vekomando vachinosecha ma-enemies to make sure kuti hapana nyere inosara mubhobho webhinya, hapana futi chinokuwadza chinosara nebhinya. As you can see, vakomana they are executing their drills zviri uniform, tichiona mumwe achitora futi, mumwe anenge achikafa. At the same time tikuona komanda Bibiana asara akavaprovaida kafa, asi vakafa futi zvakare.
Ababili laba abasechayo ngu-Smiles kanye lo kuchika uripo ivo abasechayo abatati mpopo yamaripelo vesiyanika ukoporo Bibiana.
Zvamanye manje tinoona anonzi Lance Corporal Smiles, mukomana we-close quarter battle, ana komanda wake Bibiana. As you can see, vakomana vasiya mbobha yavatora, zvinokuwadza zvese zvavatora kune bhinya, vabva vanosiya kuna komanda wavo, vaenderera mberi nedanho ravo rekusecha concurrently.
They are not so sure about the enemy. Now you can see a grenade goes blowing. So you can see now they've taken cover everyone because of the vibration from the grenade, and now they take off back to their commander so that they move backwards.
Sezvamunoona taona vakomana paita panga pane bhinya ranga raita grenade, taona mauto edu ekomanda achiratidza kuti arara pasi tactically to avoid kureduce nyaya yemacasualties, kuti munoziva kuti yani grenade is very dangerous. Zvamanye manje takuda kuona vakomana edu vachiwithdraw from the enemy zone vachienda kusave zone tactically. Sezvamunoona komanda Bibiana akaenda kumberi akatarisa kumashure, akaenda kumberi akatarisa kumashure. Sezvamunoona mununulamuniso.
This is one of our best. That's what we do. Asimi empini siyachaya size siphume sebechaya phansi abantu sesichaya phansi tina. We sign off as the commandos.
Asizvakutyisa. Ndo zvavanoita vakomana kana vachinge vaida kurikavha mazvinzwira vemega.
As long as tasvika panzvimbo mune muri safe nyangwe wakatorwa kune vanhu vakawanda sei tinokurikavha. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maoko.
Thank you vana veZimbabwe.
Siyabonga abantu veZimbabwe. Tinotenda zvikuru.
We thank you, Your Excellency. This marks the end of the displays by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. My displays as ZDF ndopa aperera pano as entertainment is still ongoing. Kune vari kusara vari munhandare, you are welcome. Rambai makagara. We will request everyone to remain in their positions. Apo mkuru wenyika vachazenge vaakufamba vachibuda. They will depart neorder yavasvika nayo. Tokumbira tese tirambe takagara petenge tiri panzvimbo dzedu. May we remain in our seats as our dignitaries depart.
Zatira kuti livelo kolimeli njalo. Sibona ke His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Head of State and Government, Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces is Hamba. The dignitaries. We also witnessing the Commander Defense Forces, Kajilama Service Chiefs, Commander Zimbabwe National Army, Commander Air Force of Zimbabwe, Commander Commissioner General Godwin Matanga. We also witnessing Commissioner General
Moses Chihovu from
also
ZPCS.
departing. We also witnessing
My VIPs are going to see off His Excellency.
VIPs departing. We are also witnessing of the Vice President. I'm a Vice President, Ezehamba.
DJ Tipe Mumanzi, Nyoro Nyoro, as our dignitaries prepare for their departure.
DJ Tipoka kambo zvicho manene kambo kadikidikaneta kuti vakuru vedu vakwanisa kufamba vachibuda. Sinekeke kuna mbitayo mbija na uti falta. We also witnessing
Alec Macheso is still in the house. Chill Sport Records is in the house.
Honorable Vice President Kemba Mohadi, we are also witnessing him departing. We are also witnessing the Speaker of Assembly,
Parliament.
the House of Assembly, Comrade Mudenda.
Honorable Mayor of the City of Harare. Vatipa nhandare mukati mezuva ranhasi. Tinoda kuvatenda.
Siyalibonga.
Aleke! Extra basso.
We are also witnessing the departure of Chief of Staffs.
Baba Shero.
And we're also witnessing the dignitaries departing. Shares of power.
Itazi dobi wakaita ku album launch. Latest here. Rufaro Muriko Ereuko. Mbare Enji Muriko Ereuko. Vietnam Tiriko Ereuko. Tendereza Chawagabata.
The Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day celebrations right here at Rufaro Stadium. Surely, Rufaro, we have witnessed happiness throughout the day as we have seen the displays from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. We have heard the address by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Farai, quite a packed day, quite eventful, learning, entertaining. Still, entertainment is ongoing and the celebrations of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Day are still ongoing.
Sibone umongameli welizwe uComrade Emerson Mnangagwa ekhuluma njalo egcizelela ngokuqhakatheka kwebutho kwele Zimbabwe. Ubuye wakhuluma njalo ukuthi uHulumende uzaphawula izindlu ezifika izinkulungwane ezihamba kubantu abasebenzela ibutho.
Yes, we have heard His Excellency when he was addressing those who have come through in their numbers right here at Rufaro Stadium, explaining the significance that the Zimbabwe Defense Forces plays, not only in terms of protecting the nation, peacekeeping, but also propelling development. And he spoke of the works that are being done by the ZDF, development within the educational sector, especially to enhance Education 5.0. And His Excellency also spoke of the prevailing peace that is actually a credit to the work being done by the ZDF. And he explained that he challenges everyone else to come on board, to join the work being done by ZDF to celebrate together. Now, we also have Alec Macheso who is performing, and shortly we'll be crossing over, but we do have so many people to talk to, especially given the role of the military that was explained by His Excellency.
Ubuye wancoma inhlelo eziqhutshwa ngilibutho lakuleli ezokuthi zinike impilakahle kwabantu uZulu for free of charge, njalo ukuthi yakhe amaklasi ukwenzela ukuthi abantwana bathole lapha abangafundela khona.
Yes, and now we do have to speak to so many guests so that we get to understand more about what was being done, the displays we have witnessed, displays we have seen on this particular day, especially looking at the celebrations that the Zimbabwe Defense Forces has been leading right here. And now we are joined by Colonel Benjamin Sabata. Colonel, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the proceedings. And we should start by saying Happy Defense Forces Day, Colonel.
Thank you very much. It was a blissful day indeed. It was a day to remember.
Now, let's talk about the conditions or the welfare of the members of that constitute the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. What are you doing to enhance their welfare so that they are also well kept?
Thank you very much. As you might know, we have got a lot of benefits that we give to our members. From the logistics side, where I come from, we have got free accommodation to those members who are in units where we have got such facilities. We also offer free uniforms for our members, and also to the officers who qualify for personal service issue vehicles, we also give them as their conditions of service.
In terms of infrastructure for the community, is there anything you are doing to cater for the community?
Yes, for the community, you might remember that we had a lot of projects, ZDF projects, where we're building schools for the communities. Like you remember when we've got droughts, we also do rescue missions and also build bridges where they are taken off by the river, by the water.
Kenel, thank you so much for coming through. Enjoy the rest of the festivities right here.
Thank you very much.
That is Kenel Benjamin Sabata explaining to us what they are doing, how exactly are they taking care of the welfare of their members. When we also heard His Excellency explaining that there are a lot of flats being developed for those who are working within the military. Importance of accommodation, Farai.
Umongameli welizwe ubuye wakhuluma njalo ukuthi kuqhakathekile ukuthi sihloniphe njalo ukuthi sibaphe amaluba abo ibutho ngalokho ngemsebenzi abayenzayo.
Yes, and we've heard that the military is more and more developing it, but like I said, that we do have festivities happening right here, and now let's get to follow Baba Shero Alec Macheso. He is on stage right now. Let's go and check out his performance.
usazodaro ume wako kana wazogara usazodaro ume wako itakuti hoyo kare na ikayi tokororwa dikala inaka tokororwa naiwa itokororwa dikala inaka tokororwa. Hear me now.
Just a lie while you wind down. It's a lie that got to wind down. Just a lie while you wind down. It's a lie that got to wind up. I got a lie that goes around. It's a lie that goes around. You want that, you want that, you want that, you want that, you want that.
Pull up. Pull up. Itakuti hoyo. Maoko fumasi maoko. Fumasi maoko. Arare mudosa tiponi baba mutijiti. Mateso tianori. Mateso tianori. Bana mashi. Unwase mateso tianori. Mateso tianori. Na bandani. Mateso tianori. Na bandani. Mateso tianori. Choose body. Mateso tianori. Na levels. Mateso unwase wandirangariza musiwe mulonji ava vamanava kana wazogara pandani. Yes, Marcelo. Ndakaona nalishinzwa. Right? Okay, Marcelo.
That's what is happening at Rufaro Stadium, the venue for this year's celebrations of Defense Forces Day. You have seen the entertainment galore there, pegged, of course, with Baba Shero and many others who will be performing and dishing out entertainment to the crowd that has thronged the Rufaro Stadium venue. And of course, we also heard and saw President Emmerson Mnangagwa give his keynote address there. It's been a big day and a busy day, of course, but it's a day to celebrate, a day to commemorate, not forgetting that there will be a match that is coming up later on. That should be at around 3 p.m. The ZDF select team versus the Warriors select side. So it's entertainment throughout the day as we commemorate and cherish, as well as also revel in the peace that we enjoy, courtesy of the sacrifices of the gallant sons and daughters of the soil. Yesterday it was Heroes Day, today Defense Forces Day. These are holidays that occur annually. They are on the calendar every year, and we get to also mix and also to remember these sacrifices that we continuously remind each other about. I am Justin Mahlatla. We want to thank you so much for having joined us for this live broadcast of the Defense Forces Day celebrations from Rufaro Stadium. So stay tuned and remember there's that match, soccer match, coming at 3 p.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your viewing, and it's a good afternoon.